Okay, hello and welcome everybody to Coach Cheney's Gallery, and this is interview number two. We're excited to have the first ever girls from the state of Michigan, Eliana Bommarito, with us today. Ellie, thanks for joining us.
Of course, of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, a lot of people that have heard your name know about your success, not just in Michigan now, but in the entire country. And for you being the first ever four-time girls champ in Michigan, when really girls wrestling started to take off here. During that time, you also won a couple of Fargo titles, and then the past 2 years, junior college national champ for Indian Hills Community College, and that was at 235. So congratulations on your career so far.
Thank you.
Well, last year, at least I think last year, you got into beach wrestling. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got into wrestling on the beach?
Well, so the year previous to that, I kind of like heard about it and I was like, oh, that sounds kind of cool, but like at the same time I didn't know what it was. And then last year, my one of my coaches, Mario Flores, was really like interested in it. He's like, we should do this. And then he kind of just like pushed me right into it, like right into just like going to a tournament like immediately. And so then I just got into it like that and just started like learning super quick, like having to figure it out like right on the spot.
Yeah, and that's interesting for most of the wrestling world, the normal wrestling world, I guess I should say, the folk style, freestyle, Greco people. Beach is new, and can you tell us a little bit about the rules of beach and maybe about your first tournament experience?
Yeah, so the rules are completely different. Like even though it's like called like a wrestling, but it's just I find it a completely different sport. Um, so first off, the matches are only 3 minutes and it's one round, so you just have one 3 minute match. So significantly shorter. Just because it's a lot faster paced and like you're in the sand, you're in the sun, so it's like it's tiring just in those 3 minutes. So that's why I think it's a lot shorter. The point systems, it's a lot easier to score points. So if you hit like your head, an elbow, or a knee, the other person scores a point. So it's not really about takedowns at this point. It's all about like being on your feet and hand fighting and like possibly throws. And then stepping out of the ring is also a point. Feet to back is 3 points, and all you need is 3 points to win the match. So if it's feet to back, it's immediate like win on the other person's part. So it's definitely very quick, and it's definitely like you got to be careful what you're doing.
Right. So that's a little different. The step outs similar to Greco and freestyle, but the
Mm,
feet to back is 3 points, and for the older freestyle and Greco people, that's feet to back used to be 3 points. So beach automatic win if you go feet to back.
mhm.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So last year, then you had an opportunity to wrestle in some bigger events, and obviously qualified for the Worlds. How'd that process work?
So last year it was an Olympic year, so it was a little different to the usual years because I think they were trying to get more people in last year, so they loosened the rules up a bit. I It's more point system based in beach wrestling, so you usually have to get a certain amount of points and qualify to travel outside of the country. That's why this year I just went to North Carolina to qualify to go to France. But last year I kind of just went right to Argentina without having to qualify in the United States because it was they were just letting people kind of travel anywhere. But typically you do have to wrestle inside of the United States or your country first. And then since it's point system based, the more tournaments you go to and the better you score or your place, you get more points for that. And that's how you kind of win the World Series because hosted last year and this year, finals will be in Turkey. You can win like the finals, the World Finals there, but then there's also the entirety of like the World Series for beach wrestling, and that's separate and that's based on like the points you get.
Got it. So you got a World Series to win that, and you could just win the tournament itself. So two different ways
Mhm.
that you could do that. So that's interesting, especially for those people that aren't familiar with beach. Kind of neat. And so your World Championships are coming up. When do you know the date of those?
I'm not sure when Turkey is. I have to look at the schedule. I'm kind of forgetting, but I think it's closer to September because I know it starts like right when my college season starts. So or like right when college in general starts. So it kind of mixes in, makes it a little hard because then I have to do school and travel.
Okay, so what's the first event you want to travel to then?
I am going to France towards the end of June, so coming up soon.
Coming up soon. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to put together a GoFundMe page. So if any of you out there want to help Ellie in her journey to travel to these World Series events, obviously the cost uh, gets pretty expensive when you're traveling to Europe so many times. So pretty
Yeah.
exciting. I think you told me that you wanted to go to France and Greece and where else?
Romania?
Romania and then Turkey is where the finals are, the World
Yes.
Championship.
So I got to go to Turkey.
Got it. So, but right now you are already qualified for Turkey.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
so I will have I'm qualified to travel out of the country, but if there's another like USA wrestler in my weight class, I would have to first wrestle her off before I can go to Turkey because only one USA wrestler for each weight class can go to that.
Okay. What was the qualifier that you just wrestled in then?
So that was just to travel outside and do other like do France, do Greece, do Romania. That was just to get outside of the country. Otherwise, you have to like kind of compete in the USA first.
Got it. All right. So that's kind of going to be a neat experience. Last year you got to go to Turkey. Tell us a little bit about maybe the biggest differences between being in Turkey and here in the United States.
Um, so I mean, obviously you have people with different like lifestyles, and that was definitely cool to see the um just their way of living and like the surroundings. Everything's completely different. Like it's hard to explain, but like it was kind of cool. It almost looked like an old-fashioned kind of like everything was like stone in the town. Like there wasn't too much like paved roads where we were. Um, and the buildings were very like unique looking, almost kind of like the it's hard to explain it because it's not something that I usually see, nor can I compare it to, but it definitely was very different from what I see in the US, at least where I live. The people there were, while there was some political issues when we went, the area that we were in, it was very relaxed. The people were very, very friendly. The thing that I realized about Romania and Turkey were that there was like no language barriers. It was super easy to just be there and like to interact with the locals. Like it was very and they were all very, very kind people, like super helpful, super friendly. Just like it was like a very fun experience.
Yeah, and that sounds like it's going to be amazing if you get a trip to France now and then Greece. So France, Romania, Greece, and Turkey. That's pretty good for how old are you now?
I
20?
just turned 20. Yeah.
So, kind of amazing experience. I haven't been able to get to Europe like that, and that sounds absolutely amazing. All right, so steps from here. Then, what we're going to do for you is we're going to post the beach finals from last year. So you can see that YouTube link. It's on YouTube now. If you just type in Eliana Bommarito, it'll come up, but I'll share that with you as well. And then our plans are to share the GoFundMe page. So right now the goal is $5,000 each trip. I think you said probably a little bit over 2 grand. So if we can even just get you a portion of that money prior to your trips, I think it would help. And if you've got anything else that you want to share with everybody, before we post that page and later this week. We'd love to hear it from you.
Yeah, well, I'm just excited to wrestle again this year. I'm super super excited to go to France and to Greece since I'd met those people in competition last year and like they were just such great people, and they told me about like visiting them or just like seeing where they live and how beautiful it is, and I'm just super excited to have the chance to go there now. And so I'm like I'm really hoping that like I can raise as much money as I can to go to as many places and experience new things. So I'm just grateful for this interview and grateful for the people that are helping out.
Yeah, and we're super excited for you. I know not just the Hartland community and your Indian Hills group, but still everybody that's got to know you, they know you're a great person, and we're excited for you to represent the United States outside our country. So we'll post this, and everybody, this is Eliana Bommarito, and she's going to have a great summer. Good luck, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.